What's up, chat? Wanted to make this video to go over this fucking amazing, beautiful concept that I've been using recently called the failure swing. That's it's sort of it's not really like the craziest concept, but it's been giving me like more confirmation and like filter out those trades that I don't want to take because I feel like a lot of people they have the right draw on liquidity, they have the right bias, and they have the right trade ideas, but their trade entries got scuffed because Marcus seems to manipulate a lot of people out nowadays, I feel like recently. So, what's a failure swing? A failure swing is when we come into or above the wick of a higher or low and fail to close above it. See, it's not really that clear now, but once I show you guys examples, you guys are going to understand it. But you could see in this little professional drawing that I made, we're in a bullish uptrend, right? And we have our high here. Let's say we use this high as a liquidity sweep, and let's say there's a gap here, and we inverse it, and you end up taking this short position here. You want to come down to these lows or something, and let's say put your stop at this high, and you got stopped out here, and then market goes and trades into your drawn liquidity. A big way this trade could be avoided is if you wait for market to put in a failure swing, because in the uptrend, usually what happens, we close above highs and we stay above our lows. But if we fail to close above a high here, like let's say in this example, we fail to close above this high that we have here, you could anticipate market to come down and close below a low. So what I've been doing, I've been using failure swings as a way to confirm and filter out the good trades between the bad trades. So you could see, instead of taking this inverse right here and having a chance to get manipulated out, I would just wait for market to come up, open up this, or fail to take this high. I don't know where the fuck I left off, but instead of waiting for this inverse and taking this short and potentially getting manipulated out like this, I want to wait for market to fail to close above a high. Once we fail to close above a high, then that gives me the confirmation, or it shows me that market is no longer respecting bullish structure. After that, I like to wait for either a close below a low or an inverse for value gap, and then that's where I enter. I would usually enter on the inverse, or if we don't open up a gap on the leg back up, I just wait for a gap to form on the leg that closes below the the low, and then wait for a retrace and like this short right here. And instead of getting freaking or having a chance to get manipulated out of this trade, I'm now in a more safe position than before, because you could still take this setup right here, but I feel like waiting for a failure swing just yields you a better win rate, and that's why I've been using it recently. And now I'm gonna go over some examples for you guys. Alright, so for example number one, this happened on Friday, June 5th. If you guys traded this day, you guys seen that we opened up and we extended really low, where we just wanted to come down and take out these lows that I have marked out, specifically as an intermediate 1 hour low here. And I was looking to catch retracement to at least the equilibrium of this range here, because I'm gonna just wait for market to put in a low. Since we're in a downtrend, market's supposed to be closing below these lows and respecting these highs. We don't want to come up to these highs, but you could see right away what happens. We're into the wick of this low, and we failed to close below it, so you know what happens now. This turns into a failure swing, and then we have to wait for our next leg of confirmation, because we could always just resweep this failure swing no matter what. Boom. Our next little confirmation is this break of structure here. Then, pretty sure the last condition for this trade for me was this gap. So once we inverse this gap on the 3-minute, then I'm really looking for an entry long. Sorry, my Mac's just being slow. Which we end up, I entered my trade right here. Put my stop at this low. And I ended up targeting a 1-to-1 to this high, which you guys could see. Ends up playing out. Example number 2 was in the same day. You could see after we swept this intermediate high right here, we started to get some bearish movement. Have a little short-term bearish trend right here, and we have this high right here. And once we come up, fail to close above the high, this gives me confirmation that market wants to keep pushing lower. So what do I wait for? I want to wait for a break of this low. This becomes my failure swing. Oh. And then we open up this fair value gap. Changing the state of delivery / break of structure. I'm gonna put my entry right here because this change of the state of delivery could be the retracement point, and I don't mind entering right here because we have all this space as our protected swing. Oh, and then we get tapped in there. Wait, let me set my stop loss and take profit. Confirm that, and we let it play out. A little slow, but you could see it ends up playing out. I don't know why I didn't just confirm my stop and TP. But yeah, this confluence could feel unnecessary. I would recommend that you guys look into it because it's been helping me out. My win rate went from like a 55% from the months of March and April to from May and June to being at 85% or around 80-90% using this concept. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Hopefully you guys liked the video.